All right. All right. So we're going to get started introducing the right side traveler movement. And so this is a presentation about savings, save smarter, build wiser. And it's myself, Kamayah Israel, with my special guest, Keenan Allen, who is a tax advantage wealth strategist. His company is called Heritage Legacy Financial. And so we'll be doing these every other week, every Tuesday, every other week at 6 p.m. Eastern or 3 p.m. Pacific. So I like to start here by saying, start with a system behind the sale. And I like using this picture right here because it's like I have this thing in my head right now when I'm talking about the right side traveler movement. And it's why do people care what my cash register looks like? But we're going to go beyond that a little bit more. So every purchase is a transaction. And the question is whether your lifestyle has a strategy behind it, right? So most people only spend, we're consumers, especially here, I hear in the United States. What the right side travelers learn to do is how to save, position, and build. So our recommended lifestyle membership opens the savings conversation. So we're going to ask you, what should we do with the money saved? Because I'm going to be showing you a few examples of some of our team members that are just saving money hand over fist, including on travel. Okay. So tonight's conversation is everyday savings plus travel savings and financial strategy. Let's go ahead and move forward. All right. So the roles for this tonight's conversation, myself, founder of Right Side Traveler Movement, I share the vision of the movement and how members can save on everyday purchases and travel. The primary question is, where could you save? Where could smarter savings create more room in your life? So that's the question that what I'm going to share with you. You'll want to either write down and see if you can answer that by the end of this little short presentation. Where could smarter savings create more room in your life? And in Keenan, which is a tax advantage wealth strategist with Heritage Legacy Financial, he helps people or prospects think through what to do with the money saved and how to have a strategy session, how a strategy session can bring clarity. And so the primary question that you'll want to leave this short presentation with is, what could your savings do if they were positioned with purpose? And I'll give you a little time to write that down or just ponder that thought. What could your savings do if they were positioned with purpose? Okay. All right. And so why tonight matters. Savings without a strategy can disappear. So we're excited about saving money, but if we don't have anywhere to put that money, it's going to disappear. You're going to spend it. And so tonight gives those savings an assignment. So setting the proper expectations, what we're going to do here, we're going to review the lifestyle membership. This is going to see, and I'm just going to share a few pictures here on members that have saved with the lifestyle membership. See how members may save on everyday purchases and travel. And then we're going to identify real savings, bills, dining, family fun, and travel. And so let's look at how that can create a monthly savings to you. And then we're going to actually give the money a job. And I like how his name is Myron Golden, how he talks about making your dollars work like soldiers, putting your money to work. So Keenan is going to show how to think strategically about the dollars that are freed up. Okay, so tonight is not just about how to save, it's more about what could those savings become. Okay, hope that makes sense. All right, so the right side traveler movement. Travel is the vehicle. And you know, just to give you a little disclosure, yes, I do operate within the network marketing or MLM industry. However, we make travel a vehicle. What we do is we position our team in ownership. business ownership. And that's where the right side comes from, which is Robert Kiyosaki's Cashflow Quadrant, where most people that are in the network marketing opportunity think they're on the right side because they have a business. However, they're working as they're self-employed on the left side. So not to go long into that, but ownership is the destination. I'm going to show you how to have a business system ownership. And systems, they're just bridges. They're bridges to think better, to live better, and operate better in life. So these are the 4 quadrants we're going to operate from tonight. Travel smarter, where you'll have access to better travel options. Instead of traveling on retail, you'll learn how to travel wholesale and understand the lifestyle membership wisely. Second, save better. You look for savings in places you may already spend money every month. Things like your car, so we'll go over that. And then again, becoming an owner of a system. You move from only consuming travel to understanding the system behind it, kind of like thinking like the wealthy. And then share this with confidence. One thing in the network marketing industry, because we let people speak for us, is a lot of people are bashful because they don't know what to say. They're doing business to a degree, but not fully. So they have limited confidence. So once you can create confidence, not so much from having a charisma or anything, but confidence because you have a business system. McDonald's, when you go into that franchise, we all know the Big Mac is, what is it? Pickles, lettuce on a sesame. I don't have it. My brain is gone, but we know that sandwich is built the same way in all McDonald's. And so this is the first little peek. So we're going to review the vision first, which is showme.kamayahisrael.com. And then, but that's going to be an assignment for you. So I'm going to leave you with that website to be able to review it and then take action. So where savings may show up, those are things like I started to say, like your auto, your car insurance, dining. That's when every time you go out or your nights out, family fun. We're going to see an example of a theme park where they had tremendous savings, a family of 6. Shopping, and these are everyday purchases, your refrigerators, things. I purchased some perfume, some really nice perfume with my lifestyle membership. Of course, travel, and then services, things like your cell phone, where my little short example is my phone bill. I'm just going to talk about the monthly service of it, not the cost of the phone. So it's about $80 a month. And with this lifestyle membership, I got my bill down to, will get my bill down to less than $45 a month. So that's over $40 a month in savings. And so things like that, little, how they say a penny saved is a penny earned. All right. So the key question for this is, if you could free up money from things you've already paid for, what would you do with it? And that's where a lot of us lose money, because we don't know what we're going to do with it. So moving forward here's those team examples. We had a gentleman here. He saved $400 off his 2 cars, monthly car insurance. What would you do with $400 a month? That's a lot of money, y'all. The next is a lady. She saved $576 a month on her home and auto insurance. Look at this, almost $7,000 a year. That's ridiculous. That's like, what would you do with $7,000 extra, just if you had it? Hopefully you're not going to just spend it, but you're going to put those dollars to work for you. And another example here, we had a lady. She saved $60 at McCormick's and Schmick's. I think you say that seafood restaurant. That's a lot of savings for a dinner. So that must have been a big bill. And then we have another. She lowered her car insurance And then moving forward, here's an example of somebody that purchased a new Frigidaire French door refrigerator. A new Frigidaire French door refrigerator. Say that 3 times. So this is a strong example of how lifestyle savings can turn into a real household purchase. So $3,000 was the cost of the refrigerator. The member only paid $1,700, so the savings are $1,400. So that's 40% savings. So what purchase or bill would you love to lower? Which one? I mean, I know in a typical household, especially if you have children at home, we have things that we want to get down, lower, save money, keep the money in our pocket, and get to work for us. Here's 2 more examples here. This is a recent visit to Jamaica that our team took, and each person only paid $325 for a 5-star, all-inclusive resort stay in Jamaica. That's huge. Another one is a Myrtle Beach stay. He saved over $800. Phenomenal. So save smarter so your lifestyle has more room to breathe. So those are some examples. And the last one I'm going to share here is that one about the amusement park. So this grandmother had a family of 6, and they saved over, what was that, like $130 to $128 in savings. That's tremendous. Like, if you have to go to the park, you're going to want to save, right? All right. So, these are the types of savings that you can have. And so once money is freed up, the next question is, what are you going to do with it, right? So a common problem, saving can, like we already said, savings can disappear when there is no plan. So a lower bill becomes a bigger dinner. No, you don't want to do that. You don't want to eat your dollars. A travel discount becomes random spending. Nope, you don't want to do that either. You want to take those dollars and put them to work for you. A little margin gets absorbed in everyday life. So tonight, the shift is going to be, Keenan's going to help you think about how money works, how savings can be redirected, and why strategy matters before money simply leaks out of your pocket. There's a scripture that I was going to share, that scripture regarding that. So on my last section here, what I would like you to do is go ahead and write down my website. And on it, what you're going to find are 2 videos. There's a 2-minute video, and right under it is a button for an 11-minute overview. So that website is, you got to put the http://showme.kamayahisrael.com. And again, on it, you're going to review the 2-minute video plus the 11-minute video. And by the end of this, I'm going to invite you to join tomorrow, Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. You can hear a whole live presentation. Our senior leadership presents this. And third, from these 2 actions, you're going to want to choose your next step. And then, so this is on the wrong slide, but on my page, you can also schedule a strategy session. So again, review the Show Me site and then book your conversation with me. And again, that website is right here. And now I'm going to segue over to Keenan Allen.
Thank you, Kamayah. I appreciate it. That was awesome. That was awesome.
Thank you.
A lot of savings to be had. And so that's the question. So now that you don't save that money, what are you going to do with it? We work hard, right, for our money, right? If you ask a person what it is that they did at their job, they'll be able to tell you from the time they clocked in to the time that they clocked out what they did. And so all those things that they've done is what produce their income. But then if you ask somebody after they've paid their bills, where has the rest of the money that they have, where did it go? 9 times out of 10, you cannot account for all your spending. You went here, you went there, you got something. If you can't recall what you've gotten, that means it wasn't of any value. And that's the problem. We have to give our money an assignment. When you go to work, you have an assignment. Every dollar needs to have an assignment. And the common person's way of looking at money is, and I'm sure you've heard this before. When I get this amount of money, I'm gonna do this. Or when I get this, I'm gonna do this. Understand something. Every self-made person was broke as a joke. There's people who inherit wealth. There's people who come into opportunities. But when you read the story of the people who are the founders of their family's legacy, they were broke. They had nothing. What they had was a drive and a desire, and they had discipline, and they had an understanding of how money compounds, and they knew what to do with their money. They had every dollar had an assignment. So instead of saying when you get a certain amount of money, because everybody that told me that they get a certain amount of money, they're going to do something, they're going to do this, do that. Either they didn't get that certain amount of money, or they didn't do what they said it was going to do because it didn't happen. Okay, and so let's understand what it what it what it what happens with our money. When we understand what happens with our money, then we can understand what to do with it. First, we go to work and we get a check. Before we get our check, what happens to our money?
It's
It's
tax.
taxed, right? But before you even see it, it's taxed, right? And this taxable income is something that we that is what we have to pay our bills and everything. But understand this. We take that money and what does 85% of people do with the money that they have? They take it to the bank, right? Why do 85% of people put their money in the bank? Because it's
I don't
safe,
know.
right?
Yeah.
It's safe. And if you put your money in a savings account, how much are you getting in return on that? Maybe 0.5%, maybe less, right? There's such a thing called the rule of 72. If you want to know how long it will take your money to double, to compound, divide the number 72 by the interest rate. And that's how many years it will take for your money to double. So at 1% interest, $10,000, uh, it will take you 72 years for that money, that 10,000 to become 20,000, right? So when we understand it's not just about how much money we have, is where we put our money. So that taxable money, it's liquid and it's flexible. You have access to it. It's whatever. It's what you put in the bank. It's your brokerage accounts. But understand that every dollar you make on top of that money is going to be taxed. So you've been taxed once, and any more money you make on that interest, whether it be in the stock market, whether it be in a savings account, or it be in a CD, a money market, you're going to pay taxes on it. Then let's look at tax deferred. Now, just about anyone with a job knows what this is. This is your 401k. This is your IRA, right? This is money that's tax deferred. And it's told really nice because I remember what the HR lady was saying. So we don't tax your money up front. This is pre-tax money, which is confusing in and of itself. When you say pre-tax, I mean, it sounds to me like you taxed my money already. But no, pre-tax means tax deferred. It's like, we're not going to tax you now. Ooh, that sounds really great, right? We're going to let your money grow. You put money into it. We'll give you a percentage of a match, and it'll grow over time. And then you have it at the end, and then we'll tax, and then they'll get taxed then. Okay, but let me ask you this: a tax is going to be more or less in the future? One, more than likely they're going to be more. Two, that money that goes into that tax deferred account, those 401ks, 403bs, 457s, that stuff, that's money that's in the stock market. So what happens with the stock market? Yes, you can make a lot of money in the stock market, but what else can happen in the stock market? You can lose all that money, and then it'll take a long time for it to come back. Ask anybody who had money in the stock market in 2001, 2008, 2020, right? What happened to their money? But if you ask somebody, did you lose money in the stock market? Yeah, man, I lost a lot of money. What have you done about it? Nothing. So you left it there, right? So we have to understand tax deferred does not mean tax free. It means tax later at a higher rate. And the other part of it is that you don't have access to that money until you're 59 and a half years old. And if you touch it and withdraw it before 59 and a half years old, you're going to be hit with penalties on top of taxes. So you're talking about possibly paying 50% of your money being taken away. So if you saved up $500,000, that's a nice chunk of money. Say goodbye to 250,000 of it. If you saved 100,000, say goodbye to 50,000 of it. If you saved a million, say goodbye to $500,000. That's what tax deferred can mean, right? And then RMDs are monies that you have by when you turn 73, you must withdraw a certain amount of money, or they're going to penalize you some more and take 50% of your money. So basically, this is a setup for the government to basically get paid. Because if I ask you this, and I'll ask you, Kamayah, tell me something. If the government gave you an option and say, Kamayah, here's a dollar. Now, I'm gonna give you a choice. I can either tax you on this dollar right now, or we can let this dollar grow to $1 million later, and then I'll tax you on $1 million. Which one would you choose to be taxed on?
The dollar.
The dollar all day,
All day
all
long.
day. So what they're doing is saying to you, we're gonna let your dollar grow, and then we're gonna take the lion's share or a big chunk of it, right? Now, here's the part that they don't tell us. And it's really terrible because employees should be given the choice. I don't have a problem with you putting your money in a 401k or IRA. That's not the problem. But tell me all my options because maybe I want to put some of that there and maybe I want to do something else with it because you contribute to it. And they always tell you contribute more, contribute more. Well, maybe instead of me contributing 4% of that, I want to just contribute the minimum and then take the difference and do what with it? Or take the difference on what I'm saving, okay? The what I'm saving from my membership and my discounts and what I want to do with it instead of blowing it on stuff that I can't remember what I spent it on, right?
Right.
Put it in a tax advantage strategy. Whoa, Keenan, what's that mean? Tax advantage is what we like to call tax never. What do you mean tax never? You already said we got to get taxed right away, and then if we don't get taxed right away, they're going to tax that later. Yeah, absolutely. But that money that you already got taxed on, you can put that money in a tax advantage um, account where you get tax-free growth. Your money will compound tax-free. You do this by using an index strategy. Index means it's not in the stock market, but it follows the indexes of the stock market. So when the market goes up, you make money. But when the market goes down, your money locks right where it was and you don't lose a dime.
Wow.
And when the market starts making money again, you start making money. So what this is, you have insurance on your car, you have insurance on your house, you have insurance on your cell phone. This is insurance on your money. What's the insurance? You're guaranteed not to lose a dime. How about that one?
That's
You won't
awesome.
lose any money, but you only participate in the growth of your money. And the growth of your money is tax free. And here's the other part. Unlike the 401k, which your money is locked up, you can access your money anytime. and you can borrow your money tax
Recording
free.
in pro.
In addition to you borrowing your money tax free, it has a death benefit because it is a life insurance policy, which means that your beneficiaries, your children, your legacy, you leave money to your children, to your family, tax free. It won't get caught up in probate, nothing. They get paid, all tax free. And you say, well, Keenan, do you need a whole lot of money to do this? No, you do not. You can start where you are and you can make it grow. And why do we need to do this? Because the current way of things is not working, is it? The average American between 60 and 69 is only making only has $182,000 in their name. 40% of divorces is caused by financial stress. 60% of Americans will be diagnosed with a illness, and the leading cause of those illnesses is financial stress. Here's the part: 63% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. 67% of Americans have never made a financial plan, and 68% of Americans are not on track to retire. This is why you see senior citizens greeting at Walmart. This is why you see senior citizens doing DoorDash and Uber. Nothing wrong with anybody working, but there's a difference between you working because you want to and having to. Okay, so this is why we need to do better about the money that we save. This is how we have to do better about where we put our money, how we grow it. Now you say, well, I'm still trying to wrap my head around this whole thing about being tax free. Well, it's the IRS codes, it's the law. Section 72E said it allows for tax free accumulation for principal and interest. So the money that you grow in your account is tax free, okay, under 72E. Section 7702 says it allows for tax-free access to principal and interest at any age without penalty. That means that that money that's growing tax-free, you can withdraw it tax-free. You can access it tax-free. And Section 101A allows to become self-insured so that when you ultimately die, it grows in value and transfer income tax-free in the form of a death benefit. So here you have financial growth, tax-free. You have access to that growth, tax-free, and you have legacy, passing legacy on to your heirs, tax-free. So that's a lot to digest, but if you're interested in getting a fuller understanding of how this works and how this can work for you, I have if you go to the next slide, please, you can go ahead and take a picture of that QR code, and I've also put my link in the chat, and you can schedule an appointment, and I'll be more than happy to explain it to you step by step.
Awesome. All right, so that was awesome. Thank you for sharing that information, Keenan. So your next step is to review the Show Me overview. And that, let me see. You can actually text me, show me the money, and that's to be invited to tomorrow's Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Zoom or 6 p.m. Pacific, and for an invitation to the Wednesday and Thursday night Zooms. Decide where these savings could help you most. And then number 3, schedule a financial strategy session with Keenan. And last but not least, you know somebody that needs this, not only the lifestyle membership, but also the financial strategy session. Share this information. If you request the video, because we did record this, request it from me. You can still text 833-697-0828 and just say, show me the money and request the video. I will send it to you. All right. And again, my website for review is HTTP. I'll put it here in the chat. HTTP show me KamayaIsrael.com. All right. So save smarter, build wiser. And I thank you for joining us tonight. And now this is a little thing that I have up. We are recruiting for board members and officers for the Right Side Traveler Movement. Those are people that are going to have position and focus to build the section of the Right Side Traveler Movement. And so that could be the board president. It doesn't have to be me. Vice president, secretary, treasurer, membership director, travel event director, because we are going places, community outreach coordinator, because we want to teach children not only network marketing, but investment and also business system, and builder support coordinator, content and communications lead, which will also stand as our potentially a trainer. So we are looking for those positions. If you know anybody that's good at this, let me know, because I would love to have a conversation with them. All right. So anyone have any questions that we can facilitate?
Great content and presentation.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, awesome.
Awesome. And I do want to again thank Keenan, Allen, and Keenan. You're in Houston or Ohio?
I'm in Virginia.
You're in Virginia. What? I was off.
Yup.
Okay. So you're in Virginia. So way to
The
go.
presentation was incredible.
All right. Thank you, Jace. Thank you, Jason. And thanks for your attendance as well. And so, like I said, we're going to be doing this every 2 weeks. The next one is going to be June 11th. I thought I had that slide up. I mean, August 11th. I think it's August 11th at 6 p.m. Eastern. And so invite friends, family members, team members, just to allow it to grow and have some feet. Who is this? All right. So that's it. We're right on track. And what I'd like to ask everybody that did show up, what we can do better. Any suggestions on what we can do better to make this, really grow? I know marketing. That's
That's it. You said it's twice every month or every month? Oh, this meeting is every Tuesday.
Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks.
The next one will be August 11th.
All right. So twice a month. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Pastor Harry, you said you would like to speak with Keenan?
Yeah, I'll reach out to him.
Okay. And so did you get his QR code? And
Yeah, I got a snapshot.
okay, perfect. Wonderful.
Ms. Israel, where are you located?
I'm here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
How about yourself?
I'm in Seattle.
Oh, Seattle.
Wow.
Seattle got big things going on. I was born in Seattle, Tacoma, Washington.
Wow.
Okay.
Now I got to get back there to see what it's like. My dad was in the Vietnam, coming home from Vietnam. Yeah. All right.
World.
Well, I'm not going to take up any more of your time. I really appreciate you showing up and sharing your presence with us today.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Look
Will.
forward to hearing from you. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you.